guys, my name is Misha and I would like to share with you my experience with my iMac from late 2009, which I hadn't used for quite a while, at least since 2017. The Mac was in storage, and now in March 2021 I decided to start using the Mac again. When I opened it it was boxed again. When I opened it, it had the old operating system Yosemite, and the Mac worked quite fast with that operating system. But the problem was that I couldn't use Spotify. Spotify didn't open because the Safari was dated, and I also tried to watch Disney Plus, and Disney Plus didn't work either. So without much thinking, I decided to upgrade the operating system. I upgraded to High Sierra. And my very first experience with High Sierra was that, it was terrible. It was extremely slow. And I thought that I just have to go back to Yosemite, or I just thought, what do I do with this Mac? Is this Mac any good anymore? Do I even have to buy a new one? Well, let me tell you, if you do what I did and you get this first terrible impression, just, relax, calm down. I believe that the Mac, when you install the High Sierra for the first time, it starts doing something on the hard drive. I am not a specialist and I don't know what, but I noticed that for a couple of hours, when I restarted my Mac with the High Sierra, for a couple of hours, maybe for 6 hours, the hard drive was constantly doing something. And I thought that there was something wrong with this, and that it just going to collapse the computer because of too much activity with the hard drive. But on the next day, this activity stopped and the computer started performing much faster. I was not particularly happy, so I decided to install more RAM. So my Mac at that time still was the same Mac as I bought it from the shop I think I bought it in the beginning of 2010. So it had 4 gigabytes of RAM, and I thought I'm going to go for 8. And I'm going to try and see how is the iMac 9 from late 2009 performing with 8 gigabytes. And that's what I did. Now the Mac has 8 gigabytes. And guess what? This machine, with the only upgrade of more RAM memory, now works perfectly well. From my point of view, the speed with which I switch from different applications is just incredible. It's almost instantaneous. I can open 10 different tabs in Safari, 4 of which, or even 5 of which, are YouTube. And YouTube takes a lot of memory and slows down your computer, and nonetheless everything works perfect for me. I see instantaneous change. I just click to the different applications and everything works fine. Now, having said that, of course I need to specify that I'm not a heavy user. So what I'm using is, as I said, Safari. I open many tabs on Safari. In parallel, I'm using Firefox because for some reason Disney Plus on my machine doesn't work on Safari, but it does work on Firefox. So I have the Disney Plus constantly on with Firefox. I have constantly on Spotify, and I almost constantly have on the iTunes. And I switch between these very often. As you can see, I also have here some Word. I can open Word and keep Word open in parallel, and I can do the same with Excel. I also happen to have this little thing, Scrivener, which is special. You can create text if you are a writer or something like that. And I think you can see, maybe not very well in this video, but I can instantaneously switch from different. So this is a YouTube. This is also a YouTube. video, and and this is a third YouTube window, and here there's some other things that I have on, and everything happens very quickly. You see, I want to listen to music, I listen to music. So if you are a normal user, and by normal I mean that you're not a gamer, you're not doing some complex computations, then using the iMac from 2009 with just the upgrade of the memory to 8 gigabytes should be fine. I see now when I click to activity monitor, I see that the computer is using 6.4 gigabytes of memory, and the memory pressure shows green, meaning the computer is perfectly fine. The CPU activity is, I have 82% of my CPU idle at the moment. I have noticed that when I launch a new YouTube video, a new YouTube tab, beside the others that I have, then the activity can increase to 55%, as it is at the moment, with only 30 idle, the activity of the CPU. So there are certain moments when the CPU gets, heavy workload, but most of the time, doing ordinary everyday tasks, everything works fine. Now, you may say, but come on, what's the drag? Well, the drag is that when you boot your computer, it will take a little bit of time. So if I shut down my computer now, and if I switch it on again, it will take me between 1.5 and 2 minutes to boot the computer, and that's obviously a little annoying. The other drag is that, I'm showing you all these programs and they're already launched, and I'm switching between them instantaneously, and everything works immediately without any delay. I'm clicking now on Disney Plus to launch some whatever film. I don't watch this kind of films anyway. This is too sugary, but you see everything starts working perfectly fast. This is just to show you. If Word was not switched on, and if I clicked on Word to launch it now, it will take a little bit of time, which might be a little annoying for people who want to quickly switch some applications, then shut them down, then switch them again. That's also a little slow, and the way to increase the speed there would be to open your Mac and to add an SSD, because what actually slows down your Mac when you are launching it, when you are booting the computer, is not the processor and it's not the RAM. You might think 8 is not enough, but it is enough. What is slowing down your computer is the old hard disk in this machine. The new Macs, they have an SSD, and the SSD is much faster, and High Sierra actually is designed to work with SSD memory. That's why, and it's constantly reading and writing onto your SSD. Now with the iMac 2000 from late 2009, having High Sierra, which is constantly reading and writing onto your hard drive, onto your hard disk, that slows down the processes. But if you ignore that, if you don't care about these 2 annoying minutes when you are, it's less than 2 minutes, but let's say between 1.5 and 2 minutes. If you don't care about those 2 minutes that you spend waiting until your computer boots, and if you are fine living with a little slower launch of each program, then you are really fine with your Mac late 2009. All you need is upgrade your memory to 8 gigabytes, and then you're all set. If you are, obviously, again, if you are a gamer, if you're a heavy user, this will not work for you. But if you want to watch videos, if you want to open a lot of tabs on Safari, if you want to watch Disney Plus or listen to music from the Spotify app or edit some documents or do something in Excel. And if that's primarily what you do on your Mac, then you're perfectly fine with iMac 2009. And don't believe those who tell you how slow it is, because it's not. Thank you very much. And if I have more information, or if I have new experience with my late 2009 Mac to share with you, I'm going to make another video. I'm actually considering, just for fun, to buy an SSD and try to install it and see whether there's a difference. It's not that I need to do that, because as I said, I don't find a problem with the speed of the Mac, but I might do it, and if I do it, I'm going to share that experience with you. Thank you very much for watching.